Alright guys, welcome back to the Bandit Models Diamond Back build. So, working on the gear door for the mains and the gear cover. This one's pretty simple, just drilled. I did swap out their silver screws for my little button head screws, so that way you don't see anything. And then I put this on already, but I'm going to show you how I did it to line these holes up. And I used two M3 kind of the I call them button heads in there, and it works perfect. So I'm going to put this on my head here and do a real quick video of what I did. And I just, like I said, it's simple, it works. I just put a little black paint on the bracket, and I've already made sure that they're level. Oh, I say that, let me check this one. The other one I did, this one, yeah, that's good. Okay, and it doesn't take much. Put too much and then you have to end up having to clean it off. So just go around it here, and you're really just trying to get it to where it'll mark the holes. Nothing crazy. And then you can go back and clean it up. So do this, put this out of the way. We don't spill it. And then bam. And you lift it up, and there's your holes. And I'll even do this, wipe it off, and then do it one more time, and it kind of gives you a kind of a perfect little pattern. Bam. Okay, so that's all I do, and then I just drill in the center of that, and then if I have to, I undersize it, put it on, make sure the holes are close, and then if I need to, I just elongate the hole just a hair in that direction until it's perfect. But I'm not going to bore you guys with that. Just takes a second, but I'll show you how it looks once it's done here. I need to put a switch on this so I don't have to keep plugging it in every time. But so coming up. So like I mentioned, the door has a slight angle to it out, which is fine. It's just, that's not a lot. It'll add a little drag to it, which is cool, helps slow you down. But because of the angle of the wing, it has to, that bracket has to be angled or it won't set level. So it's actually a really good thinking about it, and putting that in there, because most companies won't even bother with gear doors, I always did it. I had a Rebel Pro where you cut out the gear and then you just chunk it and you have like this kind of pattern. I didn't like that, so I kept the piece I cut out and I made it a gear door. And then I also, it had a nose where you just cut out the shape of the nose for the nose gear, and there was no door. So I made a door and everything on my Rebel Pro just because, it looks cooler. But that is it. I might take some, nah, I ain't gonna paint it. That's gross. You could, if you wanted, you could paint the inside of that and make it look black so you didn't see it, or white. But there you go. So this one is done. This will take a second, it'll be done. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is, what is the next thing I wanna do? Let's see. I don't have the pipe, so I really don't wanna do the engine mounting. So I may go ahead and put the tank in and do the vent, because it's going to have a single vent. I do high flow on everything just because why not, so especially on the vent. I always do 8mm on the vent, because that's what people don't realize a lot of times, that they'll do big this, big that, and then they'll forget to upsize the vent, and you're only as good as the smallest part of your system. So if you have a a smaller clunk line or something, whatever that smallest point is in the fuel system is going to be your limiting factor. On the vent side, you can get away with a little less because air is obviously easier to pull than fluid. So, but like I said, all my fittings are the same. I run the same in everything. I'll do 8mm vent, and I'll do 8mm up to the UAT on the big stuff, and actually I do the 8 on everything up to the UAT and use a step down out of the UAT to whatever size I need, whether it's 6 or 4. So yeah. All right, so yeah, I'll do tank, get the tank mounted, vent, maybe start working on the equipment tray. I have the UAT, but I have another UAT that I had a long time ago in my first Viper jet, and it's kind of a cool looking. I don't know where it's at. I'll have to find it. It's in a box of stuff somewhere. Oh, there it is. I thought about using these just because I got them. This is kind of a box of stuff I don't use. T1 controller, brand new. I need to sell or get rid of all this stuff, but I had this guy, you know. Looks cool, you know, and I also have somewhere in here I have the actual filters that are the same as well, and you know, it's not as big as, no, it is, it's pretty, it's 8, yeah, so I could put this in it if I want. It's not much heavier. It is heavier than your standard, but I don't know, just to use it. But then again, having a clear UAT is just one more opportunity to invite algae to grow in your fuel. But I treat my fuel with biocide, so I don't worry about that anymore. So anyways, I'll shut up and get this other guy finished, and then the next video, like I said, I'll start doing this stuff because it's, dude, these things go so quick. There's not much to it. Like a scale jet, so I'm not gonna be sitting here making a ton of videos on this. That's just, I gotta get the pipe, and I don't want to go mounting the engine until I have the pipe. So you guys have a good one, and cheers.